All right, we are back at CPAC 2021 right here in Dallas, Texas, as we have been continuing to cover not only people in office, but people that are acquiring to be in office. Robbie Starbuck is my next guest, running for Conditional 5 District there in the great state of Tennessee. Let me tell you something. If I have to move to another state other than Texas, Tennessee would be my second home.
Yep, we would welcome you with open arms. Thank you for having us.
I love it. First, before we get into the political race that you're in, why did you decide to get into politics? You come from you come from Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, you come from the entertainment industry. Why in the world would a guy like you want to jump in politics?
Why would you burn down a career a lot of people dream about? I mean, it was very simple for me. My family came from Cuba. This is embedded in my DNA. You know, it's our job as Cubans to smell out Marxism, and if you catch a whiff of it, you do whatever you can to extinguish it. And so I knew what was happening in 2015. I saw the signs, and so I endorsed Trump. And ever since then, just never shut my mouth about politics. And it's simple because my family lost everything to these people, everything they ever worked for. And so I don't want to have the regret too many Cubans had that they didn't stand up when they had the chance. I'm going to know, no matter what happens in America, that I stood up when I had the chance. All
right, so you resided back in Tennessee. District 5, which actually includes a little bit of the Nashville area, which we were talking off camera that during COVID, the lockdowns there really hurt the small business and hurt the music industry in general.
It killed the music business, especially, the working class musicians. The people who, they play these shows to make a living. They're not gigantic artists. They depend on live music venues being open. Everything they did was destructive to our children, to our workers, to our small business owners. I mean, the whole thing is the antithesis of freedom. And if we are the free country that we've always claimed to be, this can never happen. And so I think that's why our message is resonating even with people who are blue dog Democrats and stuff like that, because they can't believe what they're seeing reflected back to them in terms of, is this really what America is now? We can't let it be that. It's our job to make sure we protect and expand freedom.
Well, how do we do that? From what could be the difference between 2021 and 2022? Like, what can we do to change all of that and get you in the office?
I'd say the most important thing for us as a party is recognize that we have been on defense for too long. We've operated as if we don't have the moral high ground and we have to explain ourselves all the time. Right. We don't need to. People who are worried about cancel culture, they are worried about the wrong things. Be uncancelable. Be somebody that says, you know what, it doesn't really matter what they think of us, because they don't want us to exist fundamentally anyways. So we're going to operate as if we have the moral high ground, because we do. Mm-hmm. And we're going to fight for what we actually believe in. We're going to have an offensive strategy to sell our policies, sell our goals, and we're not going to apologize to anybody. We need to stop catering to the way they want us to behave. We've allowed them to dictate our image, our policies, and everything for so long. Let me ask you a question. What is the Republican message on the crime wave happening across the country right now?
Yeah, we need more police and we need to stop it. Law and order.
Has there been a cohesive message from the party on it?
I believe so. But
so I've walked around here. I've asked probably like the last 20 people who asked for pictures with me. I said, what is the message you've gotten? Not one person could tell me. You're the first one to be able to tell me a message. And that's because we're in this. Like, we know what the natural message is. We're not pushing cohesive policy together saying, because we've gotten to the point now where Democrats are literally going on TV saying we want to defund the police. That's only possible through our own abdication of selling policy. And so we have to be vocal together. We have to understand we are all individuals and we believe in individualism, but we have to use the power of a collective that we have to overpower them and set a media narrative. That's what they do better than we do. So we've got to take that on and make that something we're committed to so that we get the high ground. And we're only going to get it through boldness, fearlessness, and not cowering to anybody.
Yeah. Robbie Starbuck joining us right here at CPAC 2021, running for Conditional District number 5 in the great state of Tennessee. Let's turn our attention real quickly to the mayor race there in Nashville. And even as an outsider as myself, I know that he's not a popular guy in that city.
No, he is not. I would say there has never been a better time for somebody to run against Cooper for mayor. I don't know who it's going to be yet, but I've heard some names.
Right.
I think that Cooper's going to be gone too. When that comes up, he is so disliked.
You think that people want change? Without a doubt, right?
I have no question. And this isn't just me as a Republican. This is me as a citizen of just Tennessee.
Right.
Going around the city saying, people who are hardcore Democrats are like, this guy is insane. He's a mess. The last straw people had was him laughing on Christmas Day during the Christmas bombing. Everybody I know was angry about that. People who are like, I don't particularly like your politics, Robbie, but you're a nice guy. Even those, man, did you see what Cooper did? I can't believe he did that. I mean, it's obvious. The guy wasn't cut out for leadership. He's in a job because this is a family legacy thing. The whole Cooper dynasty needs to go. We don't need dynasties like this, you know, in local politics. I think it's just they haven't served the people of Nashville or Tennessee at all, and they don't represent us. They really don't. So
it's been kind of a common theme here at CPAC. We've talked to individuals like yourself that have never been in the realm of politics at all. We had Caitlyn Jenner on the show. We have had Chad Prather running for governor in Texas, and Carrie Lake running for governor in Arizona. Is this the time for the average, everyday person to say, you know what, I want to fight for change?
Trump opened a door that was not previously open to people like us who are outside the norm, where someone, you know, like me with a man bun and everything and the Hollywood background.
Could you be the first congressional candidate in District 5 to have a man bun?
Absolutely, in District 5. But in U.S. history, some of our founders had man buns.
That is true. And false wooden teeth, too.
They did. They had false.
Your teeth are real, right?
They are real.
All right.
I mean, maybe I'll do as like a costume. We'll get some wooden teeth. But yeah, so, you know, but seriously, outside the box candidates are not just, you know, biting at the heels of somebody else. We're serious. I'm the front runner in the race. There's nobody close to me, you know, and that's
so if the election was done tomorrow,
I would absolutely have no question. We would win. And
so it's yours to lose at this point, in a way.
100%. It is. If I lose, it's my fault.
Yeah.
And that's something that, you know, I'm fully aware of at this point. We have a head start in every area. We have more volunteers than anybody in the state. I mean, we are so far ahead of the pack. I think our real job now is to be a standard bearer for the nation, because this race, AOC endorsed her first candidate of the cycle, Odessa Kelly, to run in that race against me. This could be a national, you know, sort of guideline of where are we going as a country? Are we going to go with socialism? The socialist, she's unabashedly socialist,
right, or
somebody whose family lost everything to socialism and embraces freedom and American values?
Right.
That's really a microcosm of what we face as a nation.
True.
It'll probably be one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive, congressional races in the country. So I think people are going to see a lot of that national messaging within the race. What direction are we choosing as a country? I think it's going to be clear what they pick.
Very cool. And last question, do you see other people in Hollywood following? Are you blazing the trail for a new political theme and following in Hollywood?
I do think more people from Hollywood, I know actually some people from Hollywood are going to announce that they're running. I would tell people be careful. Some people are going to run from Hollywood who are not what they will purport to be, like Matthew McConaughey.
Well, I wasn't going to say that name, but
I would be careful. You know, if they claim to be conservative, just be very careful. Look at their history. Look at their choices in the past.
Don't let the glitz and the
glam.
Don't
let that fool you.
There
are good ones though who will, and I do believe that, and I do think that that's something we're going to see more of. Is people from not just from in the music side. I know we're doing a big concert in Nashville in September, where some major music artists are going to come out. They've never supported a Republican candidate before, and they're going to come out and do that.
Right.
So that's, you know, we are going to see that change.
Okay. Best website for people to get more information about you?
Starbuck2022.com. You can donate there. You can volunteer there. We need the people. This is about the people. We are a race that's fundamentally designed to represent you, not corporations. That's why we're not taking money from any of the mega corporations. We're only taking it from the people and small businesses.
Robbie Starbuck here at CPAC 2021. Thanks for your time today.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Thank you.